Hey guys, before we get into the video, I just want to say this video was filmed about 2 weeks ago, probably coming up to 3 now. It was around like the Christmas Eve, Christmas time. I was out on holidays. That's why I haven't been doing a Blades and Beskar for a while. I've just been kind of like jam-packed. This is right back into it, but I didn't want to lose this video. Please note that I was very, very tired. It was very late, and I just kind of wanted to do something in my dad's saddlery shed before the whole trip finished. So just a little bit of a PSA. It's old, but Blades and Beskar will be back next week as well, 7 p.m. AEDT. Can't wait to see you guys there, and I'll see you guys in the video. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Blades and Beskar. I'm your host, Jeremy Bloore, and today I want to talk about one of the most important parts of 2 of my favorite franchises. Look, these people are the unsung heroes of some of the biggest franchises, and honestly, every single movie that has ever existed, ever. It's the people behind the scenes. It's the ones who create the miniatures. It's the ones who create the swords and the weapons and the everything. Anything to do from set design to costume design. These guys are the most important part to be able to set the scene. Literally, I mean, not even figuratively, literally, there has been so many amazing miniatures that they use to create Lord of the Rings. If you actually, there's been a big post that's kind of been floating around Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff, all the social medias, and it was talking about all of the coordinates, and this guy, he was going into all these different locations where they filmed Lord of the Rings. I really liked it, and it kind of worked out to be the perfect time that I came up for Christmas with my father. Merry Christmas to every single one of you. I know this one's going to be late. It's because I've been chilling out. I've been having a good time. I've had barely any reception. I mean, at least nothing to upload. So, I mean, by the time this is out, I'm probably going to be home, sitting in my desk, kind of chilling out. That's not the point. Look, over this time, I've been able to do a couple of really, really cool things. Number one being I created a bracelet. So, I mean, you probably won't be able to see too well here, but I have made a bracelet here that has Aurebesh on it. Now, this Aurebesh is the, it's my tattoo that I've got right here. It says, "This is the way." In Aurebesh, which is the main language in Star Wars. But it really, really got me thinking. I mean, this took me a lot longer than I want to admit, and I fucked it up more times. This is my 3rd go around, effectively. It's my 3rd go around at making a fucking bracelet, let alone designing a set for a fucking movie franchise that is seemingly bigger than life itself. It's a thing that sparks the imagination of so many people. I've seen amazing people like Star Wars Nerd 00. He had some really, really, really cool people on his show, but the one most important person is Roger Christian. I hope I'm saying that right. I think that's the right name. It's just off the top of my head. Amazing interview. He's actually one of the guys who created lightsabers. He designed the lightsabers. Like insane. Like literally the foundation of Star Wars. One of the main things that they were able to franchise out. Anyways, beyond the point. These people are so important. They're people like my father. My father is a saddler. He is someone who deals with leather goods. It's the reason why I can make something like this, which also has a really cool, if you can see, it's a cutlass. It's a cutlass. I did kind of like a skeleton crew inspired thing because obviously it's pirate themed. Take a look at this. Take a look at this, right? So you've got I love this camera, how it follows me. You have got all of these leather goods spanning all the way up here, up to fucking drink bottles, by the way, drink bottles, like the coolest thing ever. Here, this is kind of like a little bit of a sales pitch, not really, but look at this. He has hand carved all of this shit. This guy is the most talented dude in the world, right? My dad, I mean, I know probably every single one of you is probably going to be like, my dad's the most important and most creative and most incredible. Mine is. Look at all of this, these belts, the most amazing quality belts. I've had one since I was 12. Since I was 12, and it's still going. I'm 24 years old. That is a 12-year-old belt, and it looks like it was created yesterday. But this guy, he is the same level as all of these incredible people. These guys are what create the magic of some of the most incredible universes in the world. It's the ones that allow us to feel like they're they give us the magic. Like it makes us feel like we're in the set with them. It's one of the biggest reasons why some of the newer Star Wars media hasn't been as successful. It's because they're not using the physical sets. One of the coolest things about Lord of the Rings and Star Wars was their use of miniatures. Now, I just wanted to quickly start off by showing off a couple of names. I've got a lot of them here. A lot of the names here of people who were helping create Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. I kind of just very, very quickly. Richard Taylor, he was the co-founder of Weta Workshop. Weta Workshop was the big company that built all of the swords, the miniatures, the clothing, everything like that. Like they took care of all of it in New Zealand. Peter Lyon, he's the master swordsmith. I won't say all of their names. Alex Funk, Mary McLaughlin, Brian Massey, John Howe, Alan Lee, Daniel Falconer, Gino Kevagado. It looks like avocado, but it's wrong. Tanya Roger, Rob Gillies, Geordie Barres, Christian Rivers, Ben Hawker, Warren Mahey, Jamie Besser-Warwick, Stephen Crow, Jane Wenley, Laz Guine, and now let's talk about quickly the original trilogy. Who helped it? John Barry, Norman Reynolds, Joe Johnson, Ralph McQuarrie, Stuart Freeborn, Grant McCune, Lorne Peterson, Dennis Muir, Phil Tibbett, Richard Edlund, Ben Burt. Okay, prequel trilogy. No, I could go into so many. I don't need to. Look, the most important part, like you see all of these names. I feel like actors get all of these accolades for some of the most, amazing pieces of work. These guys have done incredible jobs. But you don't see the amount of work that goes into the background. So I kind of wanted this episode to be a little bit of an ode to the creators, ode to the creator. Now, I know personally from an example, so my father, he made my partner a drink bottle, one of the ones that are up there, and he hand-carved her initials into it, and did all of these amazing designs outside of it. Like, I can't tell you how beautiful that shit was. It took him hours for something so seemingly meaningless and just really, nothing, right? Like you kind of look at it and you just go, oh, well, I guess, it's got cool designs on it, but you don't see the hours of work that goes into it. I think it's the most important part of anything. Like let me just get this to track my face. One of the most important parts of creating the show is the atmosphere that's lacked in The Acolyte. Now, I know The Acolyte used a lot of actual sets, so I'll give it a little bit more credit. But a lot of the time people are going, I just don't really feel like I'm there. Now, that was because of the actors. I don't want to talk about that. That was very, very specific. I feel like the actors just didn't gel well. They didn't, the script, the writing, everything was kind of a little bit cockapooey. But then you can see something like The Mandalorian. Amazing. Like the most beautiful sets, everything's so incredible. All of the designs of the characters, and a lot of that was filmed in what is called The Room. I think it is called The Room. It's like a big sphere of like TVs. It's full on CGI. Now I've got to say, I don't think any of that would have been possible without the actual physical set involved. I love The Mandalorian, but you really do. There are times where you look at it and the volume, that's what it's called, the fucking volume. For all of you little people there who were typing on your phone being like, The Room, this guy got it so fucking wrong. Yeah, it's the volume, baby. Turn that shit up. When you see in the volume, there's a lot of the time where it just lacks atmosphere. Compare that to A New Hope. You honestly were there with them. I know a lot of the time when you're looking at A New Hope, you want to look at the tiny little special effects, like how they had the lightsabers and it was glowing and all that kind of stuff, and the ship's flying. Well, newsflash, that wasn't the most important part. The most important part was the physical ability for the actors to be in this scene. Now, in the scene when they were in Tuscany, no, I think it was Tuscany, Tunisia. For Star Wars, they were in Tunisia for A New Hope. They physically built the sets. You can still visit those sets to this day. They had the whole Lars homestead, and you had they don't have the speeder bike there anymore. But what was so cool was they had the speeder bike down the bottom and with a mirror, so it looked like it was a mirror kind of facing a little bit forward, so it looked like the ground. And then they just had fans, so it was just blowing. Like all that kind of stuff is what you don't see. That's what you don't get in every single movie. The most bland, boring crap is always there, filled with only actors and only directors. It's the time when nobody who truly puts in the hard work gets the accolades. Now, I'm not saying that it's all them. I'm not saying that all of the hard work is just these people behind the scenes, but so many of them are. One of the coolest things about Star Wars was when George Lucas was actually creating it, he had some amazing movies before. He had a really good, not just financial backing, but he had reputational. He had a very amazing backing from very credited actors like Alec Guinness, someone who looked at Star Wars and was like, no, God, no. This looks from a distance goes, no, hands up. I don't want to see this shit. I don't want to do this. This is so beneath my pay grade, until he reads it. And because it's George Lucas, he was like, oh, I'll read it. I'll give it a go. I'll check it out. And he goes, wow, this is actually lightning in a bottle. He didn't say that. That was beyond the June C quote. But this is lightning in a bottle. This is magic. It's just, if he didn't have all of that, then, hey, look, he probably Star Wars wouldn't be here. But one of the coolest things were that he couldn't get the financial backing that he wanted to. A lot of the time, the banks were going, no, we're not funding this crap. He wanted to put the credits at the start, so the Directors Guild, they weren't going to fund him. They weren't going to help him out. All of the people who were aligned with the Directors Guild, they were like, no. That's not going to be something that I want to see. George Lucas, he created something called ILM. Now, ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, they are the reason why CGI these days is fucking incredible. Davy Jones, the most incredible, literally the most incredible CGI was all created with ILM. Look at all of the stuff. I know a lot of people didn't like Rings of Power, but you have to admit, with the Rings of Power, you have the best CGI ever, ILM. Or like Sauron, when he's going and he's crawling in that mud and muck form in through the ground. Now, that was all ILM. They pioneered the space. They created so many things that changed cinema forever. I made an episode ages ago. Really ages ago now. We're coming up nearly to a year, 23rd of February. That's a year of Bloore and Mandalore. But I basically said how Star Wars shaped popular culture. Now, I didn't mean it necessarily without Star Wars, we wouldn't have popular culture. No, look, I get it. It's going to be a little bit different. But without Star Wars, we wouldn't have ILM. Without ILM, we wouldn't have the most incredible CGI and graphics and miniatures. They designed things that outdated anything in the future. Nothing would be the same if it wasn't for ILM. Now, sure, it would probably take a little bit of time. Someone else would be creating it, but it's not the point, right? We got these amazing people to create the magic in this universe that, it's so in-depth. Without Star Wars pioneering the way, Lord of the Rings would never have been possible. And Lord of the Rings never would have been the great success that it was without the most incredible, and I genuinely mean it, the most incredible sets, to costume design, swords. One of the most important parts of Lord of the Rings when you're reading the books is Sting. You've got shards of Narsil. You've got so many of these amazing. Andril, which is the blade before, the blade after Narsil. Well, Narsil, and then it's the shards of Narsil, and then it's Andril. So many fucking things. You've got the rings. You've got the physics. Nothing would have been the same. You have to have the costume design for all of the elves, and I could go on for so long. I just want you guys to look at, the next time you're looking at a movie, I want you to see the unsung heroes. I want you to see the people that really put in the work. They give us so much of this incredible, actually incredible work of fiction that we get, even if it's not fiction, to be able to recreate historical situations. to see these amazing things in front of us, it wouldn't be possible without these people in the back. So next time when you look at a movie, I want you to look at the intricacies of each design. Look at the way the helmets are created. When they've got a close-up shot and you see all of the engravings on the side of a helmet. Everyone puts in so much work. I know that especially for Lord of the Rings. Now, understandably, Star Wars is always going to be a passion project for so many people because that was the initial creation of ILM. But Lord of the Rings, I mean, Peter Jackson talks about it for so long. He talks about how incredible, like genuinely incredible, everyone was on set and how everybody felt like they wanted to be there. Like they all had a piece of the film inside of them. They all wanted to be a part of this process. I think it's magic. I think that part of it, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have the most incredible stuff that we see now. So many people can look at it and find minor details in the costumes. And I mean, the music, obviously the music's a little bit of a separate side of it, but the music will tell you the whole story of everything before it even finishes. I think, that's magic. That's actually magic. Costume design, it tells everything to do with the character. One of the coolest parts about seeing Anakin's fall was the way he chose his Jedi robes, the way he designed all of them. His blade, how it changes, the change from Anakin to Vader, and from Vader to robotic Vader, which I do think is a very, very clear difference because one of them was uncontrollable rage and the other was rage controlled, which I think rage controlled is much more terrifying. But to be able to show the difference in outfit, to show weakness, to show strength all through the clothes that you're wearing and the gear that is surrounding you, to be able to create a set where an actor can feel so immersed that their role is right in front of them. We talk about, all of the Lord of the Rings actors and how incredibly in-depth they were. But, the Gimli, when Gimli was on there, the actor who played Gimli, he was there and he was on the set. He had a little bit of an allergic reaction to the glue that they used to put on his beard and his nose and all that kind of stuff. So he went fucking like buck wild. He went buck wild. It went like a little bit of crazy. But, because of that, because of all the clothes that he's wearing, with the swords and the axes and all that kind of stuff, he felt like he was in it. You're actually watching him live his own fantasy within the screen. It makes that magic. Now, I mean, look, this is not going to be a fucking advertisement for my dad to get you to buy some of his stuff, which he has really, really cool stuff. And I definitely think you should check out Bloore Rural Services or, Bloore Saddlery. He's a fucking genius and he can actually make whatever. I'm going to put on my story as well. We made together, and I'm probably going to do a little bit of a video for it. We made a little mythosaur leather tag, which is fucking awesome. Really, really awesome. That video is going to be out there later. I kind of want to do a little bit of an interview with him as well. That's beyond the point. None of this is an advertisement. None of this is a way for you to be like, oh, well, you got to go check out all of the people in the background. I just understand the amount of work that goes into a project. It's something that, for me, seeing my dad and seeing how much work he puts into it, it wouldn't be the same without them. I see even he's a saddler. He makes the most incredible saddles. You can actually see on Facebook, he's so much more active on Facebook than he is on Instagram. He did all of this hand carving onto a specific saddle for this kid. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. And, it's just, this kind of art is something that I don't want us to lose. In an age of technology, in an age of technological advancement with AI and CGI, I don't want to lose this craft. I don't want to lose the physical aspect of it. Now, a lot of people, when they create things and they buy stuff, I love that I'm able to do this. I'm able to make a bracelet and do all this kind of stuff. I'm very, very lucky. because of it. But, every time I'm looking at getting goods, I want to have something that is like I am in the universe. I want the lightsaber. I want the Jedi robes. I have a literal Jedi robe. It was like a bathrobe. EB Games sold it. It was actually kind of cool. If anyone's in Australia, I actually recommend getting it. Super, super comfy. Nice and warm during the winter. I can't put this on properly. It's either I'm really good at making stuff or I'm really bad at it. There we go. Awesome. See how fucking cool that is and how easy that is? Because of all of that, that's the stuff that you want to buy. That's the stuff that kind of draws you home. I don't want, with this brand new technology, to lose this art. It's something that I've been so terrified of, not learning from my father, learning this amazing craft. Whether I use it or not, it's something that's so important. And if any one of you at home, they're creating miniatures. For me, I want to, in the future, I've been trying. I've legitimately been trying. I want to create little miniature dioramas for my figurines and kind of do a figurine showcase with that stuff. I get it. A little fucking nerdy. But it's fun. It's awesome. One of the amazing things that I love about Warhammer and Star Wars Legion and all that kind of stuff, which you can actually have a Warhammer set for Lord of the Rings, which is really, really cool. I really recommend doing that. In Australia, there's literal Warhammer stores, or, I saw heaps in Melbourne. There's one new in the city, Sydney. If you go to Starbucks in the city, it's near St. James Station. Really, really cool. Awesome store. I love it. I think that Warhammer stuff is one of the most incredible fan bases because of the amount of work that goes into it. Everyone paints their own figurines. They all design their own sets. It all comes basic and grey, and you add your imagination. That's what I don't want to lose. And I hope all of you can experience that joy. All of you can try. Now, one of the awesome things about what my dad does is he actually teaches all of you. He can do, and if you want to see videos, I've been fucking trying to get him on YouTube. I think I finally tipped him over the edge. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. This one time I was like, dude, you gotta do it, please. You've got to just film what you do. It's the most incredible work. He can teach you guys. He can teach all of you. I would love to see you guys learning from him and doing all that kind of stuff. Even if you're physically in the area, he come in and fucking just ask him about stuff. He's so passionate. He'll be able to teach you. But do that to so many people that are around you. I'm sure in America, you've got amazing people, craftsmen of all different kinds, who will legitimately teach you if you walk in and show interest. These guys are passionate about everything that they do in their life, and I want to give them love. I want to give them the support that they deserve, the support that, quite frankly, they need. How many times these days do you look at it and in a very easy way, do you just go, hey, AI, can you ChatGPT or whatever? I've been using ChatGPT. I used it for Christmas time. If I'm going to be honest, I used it. I posted a photo. I've got super glue. I've got super glue all over my hands. This is what I'm talking about. It's so hard to be a fucking craftsman properly. Like a good craftsman. I fucking suck. I was trying to set in this bracelet, the end bits. Kind of failed. And I love doing this though, because it feels like I'm ripping off my skin. I'm getting fresh skin. I lost my track of thought. Anyways, look, honestly, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter that I lost my track of thought. I just think, these guys are so important. AI. It's so easy these days to go, hey, AI, can you create this photo? Hey, AI, can you create this video for me? I think it's wrong. I think it's the worst thing that AI can be used for. In the future, hopefully, our creativity can remain the only thing that keeps us human. I just don't want you guys to use it. I don't want you to rely on it. If you need it for some certain parts, then by all means, if you're time restricted, whatever, do it, go for it. Do you, but just don't rely on it. I think there was a point in my life when I was creating logos and all that kind of stuff where I was just like, I really need AI to just make me something and make me something good. And it was never there. It was so close, but it was never there. It was never exactly what I wanted, no matter how many prompts that I gave. But the moment I talked to my partner, she knew exactly what to do. She knew exactly how to create it. She knew exactly how to bring my vision to life. It's that human aspect in all of us that can create, that can thrive. My dad, he never did well in school, but his art skills and his craftsman skills, it's been able to pay for his living. If any of you don't know what you're doing, try anything. If it's physically, if it's fucking mentally, whatever you want to do, try it. Be anything you want to be. Try anything you want to do. Even if it's like a fleeting interest. For me, I mean, look, so many people can fucking blame their ADHD or whatever. I've got ADHD. So many people could be like, oh, because I've got ADHD, I've got to like do this and this and this. Fuck you. Fuck you. It's not because of that. But like, I need to be able to fucking do something physically. If I'm interested in something, I need to just dive into it straight away. Try it out. I urge you, every single one of you, try something out. Do something new. Create something. You wanted to go build a fort outside. Build a fort outside. That's what these people who created our favorite franchises have been doing their whole lives. And that's what they get paid for. Do this. Do whatever. Who the fuck would have thought that making a saddle could have been the one thing that makes you be able to afford, I mean, most things that you want in life? He's bought a house. He's been successful. He's got cars. He's got a wife. He's got a family. Like, my dad's a successful man because he followed his dreams, and only because he followed his dreams. I hope you guys can do the same. I hope for, my younger audience, I see that there's like a lot of 17 to 20. I hope you guys can look at it and go, fuck yeah, I want to try YouTube. Fuck yeah, I want to try building a fucking fort. Fuck yeah, I want to be a miniature artist. Do it. Fucking do it. Be you. It's the only thing I want. It's the one thing that I really wanted with this episode. It's just do it. Because one day you can have all of this shit. Now, this is, I mean, honestly, I'm not really in a creative space at my place. Like, I've got, my desk and I've got all my Star Wars stuff around me, and physically I'm stimulated, but nothing like it is in here. To see all of this shit behind me, all of these tools over there, and all of these other tools over here, and sewing machines and trees and everything. The moment I got in here, it was like, I was so comfortable. I was so fucking comfortable. It's cluttered and it's crazy, but it makes sense. I hope you guys can find that. Like, fucking, it's got little hooks. It's got little, like, at my feet. He's got these little fucking clamps, to hold shit down while he's doing work. Like, that kind of shit. It's so cool. It's so cool. Do it. Do it. I'm not going to harp on about this. I'll probably end the episode here, but just for every single one of you, please, just try. And thank you. Thank you to every single person that made this amazing fucking world that we live in because of the work that you've put in. For the people who created the miniatures in Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, the swords, the blades. I'm saying blades as in like the Beskar, the blades and Beskar. Wow, wait, that's the name of my series. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. And I hope all of you try and do whatever you want. And thank you for thinking about it. Thank you for watching. Fuck, as long as I've been rambling, like a fucking half an hour now, I've been rambling like a motherfucker. Just thank you. Thank you to every single one of you. And I'm sorry that this is late. If you guys are going to watch this and then watch my Bloore and Mandalore episode later, fucking do it. It's going to be sick. I don't know if it's going to be out at the same time. I'm probably going to put this out tonight. Not tonight, tomorrow night. Which should be, don't worry about the time, you're going to fucking see it whenever. But like Saturday, 7 p.m, I'm going to have a Bloore and Mandalore episode out. So go check that one out. Go do all that kind of shit. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for enjoying Blades and Beskar. I've got a bunch of episodes coming up. This one was a little bit late because I've been doing all this kind of shit. And I've been prioritizing your family, which I hope every single one of you did in this holiday period. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining, and I will catch you in the next one. Ciao, motherfuckers. I could have put the finger up. I could have put thumbnail. Yeah, let's do thumbnail. Ciao, bitches.